登録して
Kaizoku.
This video is brought to you by Adakai TCG. Shop the latest in premium holographic textured custom One Piece cards. Designed for collectors, crafted to stand out. Use code KAIZOKU for 15% off your next order. This video is sponsored by gumgum.gg. Discover Western OP10 lists and Eastern OP11 lists on gumgum.gg. Updated daily. Be the first to see decks for new leaders as they emerge. With over 1,000 deck lists per set, gumgum.gg has all the top strategies as soon as they drop. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. Hey everyone, so I'm excited to finally show off what I've been working on with like literally all my free time for the past month. So yeah, I've created a match history app for the One Piece card game sim. In this video, I want to go over why I made this app and why some of the features are locked behind my Patreon. But first, I'll just be going over how the app works and how to use it. And I'll also give you a sneak peek at some of the premium features of the app that only my Kaizoku-tier patrons have access to. If you're a previous Marketeer tier patron on my Patreon, this is the same tier, I just renamed it. And I lowered the price from $15 to $10. So yeah, if you're already a Marketeer, you're now a Kaizoku, you already have access to the premium features. So yeah, let's just go over how the app will work. So I'm going to use myself as an example here. Here's the match history app up on screen. So yeah, you have to search for your most recently used display name. Since there's no like unique accounts in the sim, right? You're not signing up for an account. There's no way to log into an account or anything like that. You just kind of have to search for your name. And I only update the names once a day. So it's whatever your most recently used name as of yesterday was. So in my case, I've been going by Cardrick these days on the sim. Maybe you've played against me and you didn't even know it. Also, it's a weird thing about Unity, but I found that some people share the same Unity ID, so there's a chance that you may not show up in the data at all, and it's just because Unity is weird. Batsu did tell me he's working on getting like an account system in place sometime in the future, so once that comes around, I'll incorporate that into my app as well. But for now, this is what we got. So Cardrick, you can see if there were multiple other Cardricks, it would show each Cardrick's most recently played match, and that's how you could identify yourself. So since there's only one, but I do recognize that I did lose against the Shanks, this is definitely me. I was playing a lot of Vegapunk. So once you've identified yourself, you just click view matches here. And yeah, it gives you an overall statistics at the top, right? I want 10 of my 15 most recently played games. They're all Vegapunk. I only show 15 by default. And if you want to see more than 15, you do have to be a Kaizoku tier patron to see more than that. Just helps pay for server costs. And yeah, everyone gets 15 for free. I figured that's enough to whet everyone's appetite. And only people who really want to drill back in time would need to see more than 15. And then you can also see the starting hands that you used in each of these matches. I only have the first one here as a preview for you guys. So against the Shanks player, this was my starting hand. If you want to see more, again, you have to be a Kaizoku tier patron on my Patreon to get access to it. And yeah, you just click this button, you can log into Patreon. But yeah, I logged into Patreon. I showed 15 more matches here just so you can see some variation in the leaders up here. Right, I played some Green Purple Luffy, some Red Green Chopper too. I have matches going back to the end of March. But it wasn't until the EB02 patch where I have like the full set of data. So if you want like the starting hands and stuff like that, yeah, EB02 and onward should be great for that. But if you did want to see some of your matches from OP10, I have some of that data. But yeah, going forward, it's going to have everything. And yeah, if you wanted to see leader specific statistics too, you can click your leader. But yeah, you get to see like their general stats. You get see for yesterday, all the Vegapunk games from yesterday, last week, all of EB02 so far on the sim. And this just breaks down the matchup spread for the leader. And it also tells you what cards show up the most in starting hands for this particular leader. It has their going first win rate, their going second win rate, and specifically into every leader as well. Right? It seems like Vegapunk does pretty well going second to a majority of the leaders, but going first has a really rough time. Yeah, you can just change the leader here. So let's say you want to look at Purple Luffy here. This is Purple Luffy stats. And on top of this, let's say you wanted to find out some tech cards to use against certain leaders. So how does Purple Luffy beat Shanks, for example? You can click on the leader itself in this matchup table. It'll take you to like a versus page. So it'll show you here some potential tech cards. These are cards that are in winning deck lists against the opponent's leader that have a higher than average winning frequency than their baseline frequency, if those math terms make any sense to you. But yeah, it looks like Magellan and the OP09 Chopper are cards you can consider to play against Shanks. And of course, matching his big drops with the 9-cost Big Mom or the 9-cost Luffy and then Gungam Giant is how you're going to win against Shanks. Now, this formula to find these tech cards usually works better in losing matchups, just due in nature to the fact that you're finding tech cards, right? A deck that normally wins against you anyway, every card in their deck is a tech card against you, technically, if you think about it that way. So do keep that in mind, right? Since Purple Luffy has a 43% win rate going into Shanks, these tech cards make a lot more sense. These are a lot more Shanks focused. Meanwhile, the Shanks cards are just good Shanks cards because Shanks normally wins against Purple Luffy anyways. So yeah, that's all I have for premium features. I also have like a leader ranking page as well, right? It shows every leader's ranking based on their weighted win rate. And this is for all sim games, right? The rank system is something separate from the sim and even from myself. I'm not associated with them, so I can only aggregate on all sim games. So this is the result of that in case you wanted to see. Shanks has the highest weighted win rate of all the games in EV02 played so far. And if you care about Eastern, I can add those stats too, but I'm going to assume that most of the players on the sim are playing West. So that's what I concentrated on. But yeah, this leader ranking page, this is not locked behind the Kaizoku level patron. And then of course, there's the matchup table as well if you wanted to see more than just one leader's matchup against all the other leaders. I have this matrix here. So why did I make this app? Well, after my event calendar and my deck builder and my board state maker and my tier list maker and then the Cardi backfight app, I was looking for like my next thing to work on that would be useful for the community. I figure like if people had a way to look up their match history, it could give them some nice insights on like their own play habits. Maybe you're a lot more consistent with Doflamingo, even though your wins with Teach make you feel a lot better in the moment, but you don't realize it game to game, right? In the heat of things that maybe you're actually better off playing Doflamingo in a tournament setting or something like that. So I wanted to challenge myself and try to develop a match history app. So I learned a lot while trying to make this. I had to learn like a lot of new technologies and concepts along the way. And this app is the culmination of all that I've learned. I intended for this to just be a simple app that lets you look up your recent matches, right? The most recent 15. But then unfortunately, I got the news that I was going to get laid off at work. So that kind of shifted things for me. So up until now, I was fine with releasing all of my apps for free, right? From the event calendar to the deck builder to even my videos. I don't really paywall much. And I felt like with the security of my job, having that as a fallback, I didn't mind paying a little bit out of pocket to host all these things and make all these things for free. But yeah, now with the impending layoff, it kind of made me reevaluate things and look more into ways I could sustain myself while also still providing these useful tools for everyone. So that's why I decided to develop some extra premium features to go along with the match history app. So the match history app itself, to view your most recent 15 matches, that will remain free. I originally intended for that to be free, so that's not going to change. I didn't want to compromise on that. But yeah, if you wanted to view more than 15 and also help paying for server costs to look into much older data, I created a way for you to do that by being a Kaizoku-tier patron on my Patreon. And yeah, the leader rankings, this will be free as well, right? I don't intend to paywall this, but the leader stats, this is going to be behind the Kaizoku-tier patron, as well as the specific tech analysis, right? That's going to be tied behind the Kaizoku-tier patron. And yeah, I feel like this is a fair trade-off because it did take me an extra month to develop all these features before I released it. So yeah, I tried to leave as much free as I could justify, but I hope you don't mind some of these premium features being something tied behind my Patreon now. And yeah, so since paywalling is kind of out of the norm for me, I was really concerned about how this would be reacted to by the general public once I release this app. So I hope that explanation helps explain why, and then the amount of features I've implemented and shown in this video kind of help justify the worth of the value. On top of the parts of it that are already free, I'm not going to budge on that. And this is just the beginning too. I plan to add more features, both premium and free, as I go along, as I come up with more stuff that I have a use case for adding. And with your guys' feedback too, so don't be shy to leave any feedback. And yeah, to commemorate the release of this app, I'm going to be giving away 500 free 1-month Kaizoku-tier subscriptions, so you can check out the features yourself, and you can decide yourself if you want to stick around for any additional months. This code will be first come, first serve, so yeah, redeem it fast. I hope you find this feature useful. It should be live now, so if you just go to www.cardkaizoku.com/matchhistory. And again, this is another app I'm releasing on top of my deck builder, my event calendar, my Cardi backfight generator, and then all the features in the deck builder. I have a tier list maker in there. I have a board state maker. I have features to export deck lists into TCG Player Mass Entry too, and a way to print proxies. See, I feel like I'm providing a lot of free value already. So I hope the effort is appreciated. I just want you guys to like me, okay? But yeah, let me know any feedback on this match history app now that you can try it out yourself. And until next time, bye.
Cardi Kaizoku.